Hello. Yes, good morning, everybody. Today is 7th of April. So today I'd like us to start off with a chart on our screen. This is just a second. This is GBP USD. So based on the indicator we have on our screen, we are currently heading to the upper side. You can see that we had a buy signal somewhere around this point here. The price is still very much to the buyer side. So technically, we do expect buyers to continue to take full control. We'd like to see price break above the previous day's highest high. We want to see price break above this high. This is a very good resistance level. We don't only want to see a break above it, but we want to see price close beyond it. If that happens, then that will be a sign that now we are continuing to the upper side. We expect buyers to continue to push price upwards, at least up to this point. This is around 1.3130. The next target is the one we have at the top. This is 1.3161, and then on the lower side we have this one. This is 1.3054. So technically, if the price can ascend and close above this point, we expect that the next position should continue upwards up to this point. The next target is the one we have at the very top. So that is based on horizontal levels. If we are to look at it based on trend lines or shapes, then we have a shape here. This is like it looks like it was a contracting wedge formation or a channel. We have that. So it was used here as a resistance. We had some resistance here. We had some resistance, then we had a support, and we had some support here before the price eventually broke above it. So as it is right now, as we're speaking now, we expect that the buyer should continue to push price to the upper side. We'd love to see that the price extends to the upper side up to this point after this breakout here. So other than just the shape we have immediately yesterday, these are the shapes which we had. Doesn't look very good, but still it's a shape. So that sums up to an expanding wedge formation. Let me draw it complete. You can see it started from this point and this point. These are like the anchor points. Then we had a resistance, before we had this breakout here. So we also had another level, another shape here. We had another one there. So this is like some contracting wedge formation. We had an expanding wedge formation, and then currently we are having a contracting wedge formation. So technically, the reason I'm drawing this is not because they are useful as we're speaking now, but because they were useful in the past. And if you can look for something like this in the future, you'll no doubt get the correct trades. So we have that one. This was for the day before yesterday. We have another one here. This was for the day before the day of yesterday. And then we have this one here. So technically, based on the indicator which we are having on our screen, we are headed to the upper side. We are looking for buy positions. Based on the indicator we have, this is a good buy. This is a good trend for buying. Based on the lines, horizontal lines we have, we want to see price break beyond this high before we can look for a sell position, a buy for position, sorry. On the other side, if the price fails to break above this level and instead it gives us a sell signal, you're supposed to pick that sell order, expect it to push price down up to this point here. This is so we have this level here, we have another level. Sorry, it looks like my platform is freezing, so let's give it a moment. But as you can see, you see that everything on this chart is a sell. We are looking for sell positions. from yesterday, not even from yesterday, from 4th of April. From what you can see now, the price has been in a very good downtrend. So we do expect that the sellers needs to continue pushing price downwards. Ideally, if the price can pull back and touch 1.0957, which is this line here, then this should give us the best place to look for a sell from. The first thing which must happen is the price must break above 1.0891, and it must also break above the next level, which is this moving average, before the price can extend to the upper side. So give it a second, let's see. Let me clear my charts first of all, so that we have only the charts we're supposed to look at down here. And then we'll remove this. We'll remain with that one. So as I was saying, Euro USD, I was talking about GBP, so that's Euro USD. Let's move to GBP. Sorry. Okay. So it looks like while we were doing the analysis, the chart actually had not updated itself. So the price was somewhere here, which was yesterday's, as we were looking at it yesterday. So currently, as we are now, this is where the price is. Now I'm really sorry for that. We have a very good level here. We have a very good level there. And then we have another level here. Then we have something which looks like a shape which is forming here. So basically, if the price can break below this trend line, then we do expect sellers to continue to push price down, at least up to this support, the one we have at 1.0877. So we want to see a break below this point, then a continuation to this level. But if the price should break above this level, these two lines, then we expect buyers to push price to the upper side, at least up to this level here. So this is still a good level. We have another one here, have another one there, have a trend line there, and then have another one there. So the shapes which we have on this chart currently looks like there is a minor one here, there, and then we have another one there, and then we have another shape. It doesn't look very good, but still this is a shape. So if you remember what I mentioned yesterday, I said that it doesn't have to be a perfect shape. Sometimes if you see price consolidating, you want to draw your trend lines around it just to keep monitoring it, to remind you that this was an area of significance. Have that, and then you have the one at the top there, like that. So technically, this is what we are looking at. We're looking at the possibility that the price may break below this moving average, then continue down towards this trend line. If it does descend below that trend line, then we will expect it to continue down up to this trend line here. So the next instrument is the US dollar Japanese yen. So with the US dollar Japanese yen, so far the price is consolidating. You can see that clearly. We had a very nice long-term buy from this point here. When the price hit this high, it started to consolidate within a shape. So you can see that here. Have that. And then we have another one there. So we have a very good resistance. I'll put that so that you're able to see it. Just a second. So this should be some color which does not block everything. We have a resistance there. We have a resistance there. And then we have a resistance there. Then we have we have a resistance there, and then we have another resistance there. So this is a support, sorry, have a support, we have a support, and then we have a support. So basically where the price is now, if the price hits this upper trend line, this will give us an ideal place to look for a sell from. If the price comes back and touches this trend line, the one we have at the top, then that will be an ideal place to look for a sell from. So it looks really good also. We're not going to disregard the fact that the price may break above this trend line and even continue upwards, but temporarily as it is now, this should give us a good place to look for a sell from. We are expecting sellers to, after bouncing off from this point, the price needs to extend downwards and touch the trend line we have at the bottom. So that is what we are looking at on this chart, which means this here is a good place to look for a sell from. This is going to be a very good place to look for a sell from. So we have a shape there, and then we have another one like that. Then there is a minor shape. This doesn't look like a shape as such. It looks like a small rectangular formation. I'll draw it so that you're able to see it clearly. So what you must know is, whenever you have a rectangular formation and then the price breaks above that rectangular formation or below it, when the price comes back to the same place to touch it, normally it acts as a place where the price reverses from the opposite direction. So like when you have this shape here and the price broke above it, if the price continues up and comes back and touches it, that usually is a good place to look for a buy from. It's always an ideal place to look for a buy from, a place to buy from. And even here was a place to buy from. Where the price is now is still a good place to buy from. So unless the price breaks below it, this remains to be a good place to look for a buy from. So the day before then, we had a level here. This is a very good level. So this was a resistance level in the past. We had a very good resistance. We had a resistance. We had a resistance. We had a resistance. We had a resistance. The restart breakout, and then we have a support here. So this one also was just another shape. That is another shape there. So basically this is what we are now looking at. This is what we are looking at. We are looking at a possible scenario where the price may sell off and touch these two lines. If it breaks below those two lines, then we do expect it to continue to the lower side. So I've drawn a lot of lines on this chart. You remember where I started from? I started with this shape here, then I drew this rectangular formation, and then I drew this one. So all these are significant, just as they happened in the past. The next chart. Today I want us to look at Euro NZD also. So you can see what's happening on it. We were in some uptrend. There is a very good horizontal level there. We have a very good horizontal level there. And then we have a shape there. And then we have a level. This is not a level, so this is a shape. Then we have horizontal level, this one here. So I'm not drawing them in any particular order. I'm just drawing the first one I see, I draw it. So you may be wondering how comes I drew this, then went to this, then back to this, then that. No, I'm drawing them like that depending on the ones I see first. So we have that there. Then we have this one here. So technically what we are looking at now is the possibility that if the current candle can close below these two lines, then we want to see sellers continue to push price to the lower side. First of all, we'd like to see price extend down up to this point before it can continue even lower, at least up to this level here. So we'll be looking for more sell positions after the close below these two lines up to 1.5764. The next level is 1.5709. Then the next level is 1.5641. If the price does not break below these two lines, then this will act as a good place to look for a buy from. So I hope that is clear. We'll move to our next chart. And the next chart which I want us to look at is gold. So gold, so far, this is what we have. As I mentioned yesterday, gold is within a range. Gold is within a very good range. It's actually a contracting wedge formation, as you can see. So you remember what I said yesterday? I actually indicated that we do expect that the buyers should push price up to this point, or the sellers may continue down up to this lower trend line, then bounce off from that trend line back to the upper side. So we are still just waiting. We are somehow on the sidelines because we've not seen any clear signals. On a higher time frame, there is no clear signal just yet. We still expect that the buyers can push price up to this point, or the sellers may push price down at least up to this level here. So on a lesser time frame, on the 50 minutes time frame, we have some shapes. Have that. So this has just been violated to the upper side. And then you have another one. So if for some reasons the price can close above this level here, if it can close above it, then that will be a good sign that now we are continuing to the upper side, which means the direction we take after this is after the candle close depends on how this candle itself closes. If it closes above this trend line, that will mean we are now continuing to the upper side. If it closes below this line, then that would mean we are now sellers back to this trend line here. The next instrument I want us to look at is the SP500. We have it there. So this chart here, I keep indicating that there is no need for looking for a sell, even though sometimes the price may pull back for a long time. I'm saying that because based on the weekly chart, if you check the weekly chart, you can see clearly that we are in a very, very good uptrend. So there would be no point for selling whatever is going up on a higher time frame. So if you sell it, you have to be out as fast as possible. Sellers, if you're a seller, then you have to be an intraday trader or a scalper. But if you're a long-term trader, then looking for a buy is the best for you on this instrument. So ideally, we do expect that by the mid of this year, the price should have again touched this high. This is 4792.22. We expect the price to touch it and even break beyond it. So thank you very much. This should bring us to the end of today's analysis. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and see you.